spotted this tiny newborn Cape Dwarf chameleon that was busy moving through some restios. I just picked up the stick that it was on just to give you guys a better look. You can see how small it is in relation to my fingers. But yeah, I just got a quick video of it, got a little record because I haven't seen them in this area before. And yeah, I can let him go back onto his rest. Just to give you an idea of this habitat that I just spotted this chameleon in. He's right at the bottom there, you can see. This is the Cape Dwarf chameleon. This is a tiny newborn. I'm going to grab the stick that he's on and get a better look at him. So I just saw that little newborn dwarf chameleon, and there's a pretty good idea of where it might have come from. It's a nice looking adult Cape Dwarf chameleon, so I'm just trying to film it without it spooking. They spook really easily. Yeah, that's really awesome. It's a nice looking adult right here in amongst a busy park filled with screaming children and people walking their dogs. That's pretty cool. So just out here on the west coast, down in just outside of Cape Town, having a look to see what we can get. Just stopped in this sort of sandfall just on the side of the road. You can see that's Table Mountain down there. I've been to the spot before. There's lots of sort of bricks and sort of stuff to flip. Pretty good for things like mole snakes, sand snakes and the like. So yeah, I'm gonna flip some stuff and see what we're gonna get after. I've really been looking out for some of these common putloopers, which is a little parrot-beak tortoise, but you can see this one has seen better days. He's really dry and he's been dead a long time. Yeah, unfortunately I haven't been able to find any more of these, so I'm gonna have to just wait until the next time I head out, and hopefully we're gonna find some live ones. So I'm just heading out from all those chunks of rubble. I'm going to move into more of the sandy, sort of like the sand dunes. Try to look for some rain frogs, although it's a little bit too early in the season before the rain. But we're going to keep on having a look. And so you can see this is more sort of like the natural vegetation, what these sort of dunes are supposed to look like, rather than the really polluted and sort of rubble that I was scratching around. But I'm sure most of the herpers out there will know that the trash piles and the rubble are generally where it's at. So I'm gonna carry on, see what we can turn up. So I'm just looking for things sort of open in these open sections. I just spotted this big shed. I'm gonna get a clear view of this. This is a big mole snake shed. You zoom out of it so you can have a look. It's a pretty decent size, but yeah, this is all good and well. Just maybe if we could turn up some mole snakes, that'll be cool. Yeah, it's just another look at it. But yeah, leave that there and carry on. I haven't seen anything yet, but it looks really decent. For snakes at least, even geckos. I have seen 1 or 2 geckos, but I've missed them so far. Oh, there's a skink. Oh yeah, as you can see, there's just a skink. This is just a Cape skink buried into the leaf litter. At least I can see his head is just poking out over there. But at least I can get this guy and we can have a little closer look at him. This is just a Cape skink that I just pulled out of the piece of concrete. You can see they're actually really nice looking skinks. They've got this nice sort of vertebral stripe down the spine. It's not a very big one. They get to about double the size, if not even bigger. But yeah, nice to see. But I'm going to let him go under his trash pile again, and we're going to carry on and hopefully see if we can't find one of those mole snakes that we saw the shed under earlier. So yeah, you can go. Still out here just flipping. I haven't seen, oh, there's a little gecko. I haven't seen too much, but hopefully I haven't lost this gecko because I'm trying to film and catch stuff. Let me actually put the camera down. So I totally lost that little oscillated gecko. That was at the base of this big flat slab. So I'm gonna carry on. I think I'm gonna herp a little bit more and just see what I can find, and then I can sort of show what you get, because this whole herping, flipping and video thing is really not working out today. I've lost like 4 snakes trying to catch them while videoing, so I'm gonna keep at it and hopefully can actually have something to show for it. So here's just a look at that mole snake that got a little bit earlier. Actually, Oliver spotted it just basking in the path. I wasn't able to get an in situ as it was going straight to a bush, so we decided just to grab it beforehand. These snakes up here on the west coast have sort of almost pitch black look to them. You can see he's pretty dark, and this is sort of his natural habitat, right, amongst the small sort of bushes here on the white sand. They get a lot bigger than this. This one's probably only about 1.6 meters or so. They can just get close to 2 meters. They have a really bad reputation through most of the country. People saying they're extremely vicious and they sort of can cause these like terrible bites, needing stitches and all that sort of thing. And as you can see, this is a wild mole snake. I caught it probably not even 5 minutes ago, straight out of the wild, and it's completely calm. It's not biting, it's not hissing, it's not striking, it's not trying to bite. And yeah, they just get a really bad reputation through people sort of perpetuating this myth that they're really aggressive. I don't know if you can see that. You can see how shiny the ventral scales are. And these guys are really adept at sort of living in the soft sort of beach sand along the coast and sort of diving into mole burrows, chasing after mole rats. And yeah, this is the mole snake, Pseudoaspis carna. Yeah, really cool. I was really excited to sort of get hands on one today after we saw that shed a little bit earlier. But yeah, I'm going to snap a couple of photographs of this guy before I let him go. And then yeah, that's pretty much the day. And then tomorrow we're going to head out to Kenilworth Racecourse and see what we can find there. So yeah. So just out here in Kenilworth, just seeing what we can see. Looking for these micro frogs, a really small endemic frog species to the Western Cape. But as you can see, most of the water is sort of dried up. There's only a tiny pool right down there. We're just going to see if there's anything else.
What do you think for reed snakes?
Apparently bee people are very stingy and waspish.
And frog people, slimy.
Yeah, very slimy. I don't know, the botanists seem just really chilled out.
They got the issues as well.
Sure.
Well, we're still out here flipping trash. Where?
Right here. I'm in this bag.
Thing his body. Oh no, he's still there. You can come closer. Are you filming?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, so we just got a big mole snake. You can see it here. And if you can see, there's a part of his body just under there. Okay, let me see if we can get him out. Without losing a limb. under this pallet. There you go. Nice mole snake. Well, we got that big one yesterday. Another one today. I'm gonna have a closer look at him. Oh, he's super cold. You can see this guy's really brown and sort of beige compared to the one we got yesterday. It was like pitch black. You can see how shiny the ventrals are on the bottom. Oh, he's going psycho. But cool, I think we're going to carry on flipping for a little bit. Then we're going to get some photos of this guy if he'll calm down a little bit. Cool. Cool, so we're just releasing the mole snake, or Oliver's releasing the mole snake back to where we found it. He was just in this clump of junk.
Come on, put your head down.
Cool, so I've just got this mole snake. We're gonna carry on flipping some stuff and just get this snake relaxed. I can't really flip, so Oliver's gonna flip. What have we got?
Nuts.
Nothing. You gotta work the grass there. Although I'm pretty sure you would have seen something if he was under here. There's something there. Right by your foot.
Oh,
Hold on. Can you see it? Oh, this thing almost.
It's a little water snake.
Brown water snake.
He's fossorial now.
So we've got the massive mole snake. Oh, we've got like a tiny little excuse of a snake. This thing's
Let them battle.
Okay, cool. So that's sick. We got two snakes in like quick succession. Just flipping through all this trash. That's really sick. Cool. We're gonna carry on flipping. I'm just gonna put these mole snakes somewhere and the brown water snake, and then we're gonna just flip some more.
Yeah.
Cool, these are just, we picked up a couple more brown water snakes after that one that Oliver flipped earlier. You can see they're all pretty much, they look exactly the same. There's not a great deal of variation between them. They usually have these sort of orangey pinky bellies, but these are pretty boring in their colors. But yeah, we're gonna release these dudes and off they go. Well, they were supposed to go off. They're a bit slow. What is up? It's now the next day after the...
In 150 meters, you will
mole
arrive at your
snakes
destination.
down at Kenilworth. We're out in the mountains in the Franschhoek Valley. You're gonna see if we can't get after some lizards, maybe some snakes. You can see it's pretty overcast, pretty cold, but it should make for a good day's hiking actually. But yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna get after. I'm here with Andries, and then yeah, it should be a pretty good day. Cool, now we're actually ascending down the mountain towards the river before we make our way up there somewhere. So this is just ridiculous, but have a look. This is a sort of a froglet, like a newborn mountain rain frog. It's sitting on the tip of my finger. This thing is absolutely ridiculously tiny. So this landscape just gets better and better. I've just come up like another little plateau, and it sort of opens up to this. Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen too much. I've maybe seen like a couple of lizards, just common sort of Cape crag lizards, and one or two skinks. Nothing that I could even get hands on to get any footage. But yeah, we're sort of heading up there, so we're almost there. And I think once we get up there, I'm gonna put my bags on and have a concerted look amongst all those rocks. But you should check out the sort of flora in this place. It's insane. That's obviously just a protea. I have no idea what kind of species, but pretty cool. Here's just a look at the Cape ghost frog. It was actually sitting under a rock, which is quite strange. So he has a decent looking spotted grass snake that Andries found while I was up there. Andries was down here. And there's the spotted grass snake that he got. It's quite nice, a decent size. I've only been seeing tiny little ones the last couple of weeks, so it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna grab a couple of photos of this dude. Cool, so here's just a full body of the spotted grass snake that Andries found. It's super cold now, so he's not even moving. Usually these things are all over the show, but we just got some photos and we're going to just put him back under his rock that he was under, and he's going to carry on do his thing. It's actually quite a dark looking specimen compared to those couple of little ones I've showed in the earlier videos, so nice to see a bit of variation. But cool. And finally a herp. It's probably been about an hour since I've seen any sort of form of herp. This is just a marbled leaf-toed gecko. They're really common up here in the mountains in these rock cracks and sort of fissures and these sort of sharp edges. Yeah, they're actually quite common. I actually get them at my apartment as well, so not quite the thing I'm looking for, but yeah, cool to see nonetheless. Gonna let this guy go and hopefully we can turn up some lizards. The mist and the clouds are rolling in, if it'll focus. Yeah, they're rolling in pretty heavy, but it's not raining, doesn't look like it's gonna rain, so yeah, we're gonna carry on. So not the lizard we were looking for, but this is a really good example of a Cape crag lizard. You can see he's got this really sort of flat head which they sort of wedge in between the rocks with this long spiky tail. Also aids in their sort of ability to go in these really tight rock cracks, and then he's getting a little bit grumpy, get in these rock cracks and then sort of puff themselves out, so they're really difficult to get out. We just managed to get this guy before he ran into his rock crack. But yeah, the clouds are sort of coming over quite a bit, so I'm going to snap a couple of photos of this guy before it gets too dark. And we're going to sort of keep on going. I think we sort of have lucked out in the habitat for the other species of lizards that we were looking for. But yeah, going to snap some photos of this guy and get going. Here's just a quick clip of this common slug eater who's actually sitting still for more than 30 seconds, and he's flipped it under a rock. This is quite a plain one. They usually have sort of dark sort of markings on them. But yeah, done with this guy, so he's gonna go back on his hunt for slugs and snails. So he's just an obese looking Cape skink. I say that, they generally actually always are sort of overweight. This guy looks like someone's nibbled on his tail. You can see his tail starting to regrow. But yeah, just gonna see if I can't let him go in these rocks up here. He can go do his thing. Hopefully not catch more insects because he's really overweight as it is. And yeah, there he goes into his rock crack. So here's just about the sad boy of them all. This is the mountain rain frog, Breviceps montanus. So here's just a look at one of the Breviceps montanus, the mountain rain frogs that we got. This is the nicer looking one of the two. I will show you the other ones now, just to give you some idea of what they look like. But you can see they've got these tiny little legs that aren't really made for jumping or climbing or anything. They just slowly waddle. They waddle and walk like that. You can see his camouflage is actually really good when you look at the surrounding rocks and the colors of the soil. He blends in like really, really well. But yeah, I'm pretty much done. Yeah, you'll see what he does is now he'll try to turn around and he might start sort of trying to dig those rear feet and create like a little burrow, and they sort of go into their sort of burrows backwards. But yeah, I don't know if he will start digging. But yeah, they're really, really cool frogs. They've actually been calling sort of all day since we've been up in the mountains, so quite stoked to get hands on a couple. But yeah, I'm going to pretty much put this guy back under his little rock, and I'm just going to show you guys what the other two look like. So this is just another look at the mountain red frog. This is a different specimen. You can see there's quite a bit of variation in their color. This one just doesn't do much. It just sits and it doesn't really walk or move. But that is pretty typical for this genus of frogs. They just don't do a heck of a lot like normal frogs. You can see he's really grumpy looking thing, and they sort of puff themselves up with the air to make themselves look a little bit larger than they are. So no one wants to eat him, although I don't know really who would want to eat an angry looking avocado creature like this. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Pretty stoked to see a couple of these guys today. Now we're going to start the long trek back down to the cars, which is a good sort of 4 or 5 kilometers, so gotta get to it. So that's pretty much the day done. Saw some cool stuff. Didn't hit the targets, one of the targets we wanted to get, but yeah, we're just heading out of the mountains now, and I will see you guys next time.